But isn't it interesting for you?
I can't tell you exactly how, but he's going to try to help me with some things on my next book.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. Isn't it interesting for you, because you cover golf and you're on Golf Channel, if he comes back and plays well, it's a bigger story.
I said it's a story, absolutely. It's a story, and that's the way I treat it.
Doesn't that intrigue you? Doesn't it intrigue you?
Aren't you intrigued by the comeback nature of it?
Well, he's made 47 comebacks, for God's sake. They should be in Roman numerals by now.
Yeah, he has made a bunch of them.
So it's a comeback. I mean, there was one year where he came back 3 different times.
But most of the comebacks...
How many times can you be intrigued by comebacks?
Well, I'm
aware of what's going on. I watched highlights last night.
Because he wasn't 100%
partly because
healthy.
I knew you guys were going to ask me about it.
Yeah.
Right.
But because it's my job. I mean, there are times when I watch games because I want to watch the game. There are other times when when I was hosting the show, I would sit and watch the NFL all day on Sunday because I knew that was all we were going to talk about on Monday, the NFL, for obvious reasons, and on Tuesday too, and probably Wednesday. But now that I'm not hosting a daily show, if I'm doing other stuff on Sunday, I do other stuff. If I'm sitting at home, I turn on the NFL. But I don't really care that much.
Well, I told Eric this earlier, and believe me, I want to see Tiger do well. I think it's a great story. I disregard what kind of person he is. I don't really care about that. But I think we have to evaluate it after 4 days, not after 9 holes or 10 holes.
No, I think we have to evaluate it after a year.
Well, I agree with that, too.
Okay, you don't evaluate anything after 4 days. After 4 days, you look at it, you say, he played okay in a little exhibition, big deal. He played terrible in a little exhibition,
okay,
big
but John,
deal.
big picture,
but if he comes back and plays well at Augusta, then you have a story.
True. Big picture, yes. But just for this week, let's evaluate it after Sunday.
I think if he wins the Greenbrier, it's a big story at this point. I think
he's not likely to win the Greenbrier since he's not going to get paid a guarantee to go there.
Right, but
if he wins any tournament,
it's a big story.
There's no question. Yeah. If he wins a tournament, any tournament, you're right. If he wins, San Diego will probably be his first start next year. If he wins in San Diego,
incredible
or if he
story,
goes and wins at Honda or whatever, that'll be on the front page of both the New York Times and the Washington Post. That means it's a major story. That's how I judge stories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it would be big if he won this.
So, look, the guy, don't misunderstand me. I understand what an iconic figure he is. I understand that people are fascinated by him because he is the greatest player in history, because he became the scene of an accident quite literally and figuratively after the incident in 2009. Because, as I wrote the other day, Tiger Woods has been the king of the world. He's been the most famous athlete on the planet, and he's been a laughingstock. There are very few athletes in our time who have been both. Mm-hmm. You're usually one or the other. You're almost never both. I mean, Michael Jordan, when he came back for the Wizards, it was kind of sad because he clearly wasn't Michael Jordan, but he was still a good basketball player. If you looked at the guy and didn't know he was Michael Jordan, you'd say that guy's a good player. But Tiger has been a complete laughingstock both on and off the golf course in the last 6 or 7 years. He was also the most dominant golfer in the history of the planet.
Right. I think that's a good comparison, though. I've tried to say that the last few days that JP's argued with me. I think it's very similar to Jordan coming back, with the Wizards.
Well, Jordan came back because he was bored, because he hadn't figured out what to do next in his life. There's an element of that to Tiger, but I think that Jordan knew when he came back he wasn't leading anybody to a championship. I think Tiger still believes he can win a major. I think he believes that. Whether he can is another story, but I think he believes it. But also he's playing because what the heck else is he going to do, play video games 12 hours a day? That's what he said he did while he was hurt.
Yeah.
At some point he's got to do something other than that. Well, John, you could
disagree with it, but I think even if he wins the exhibition in an 18-player field, it's big. It's a big story.
If he were to win this, people would make a big deal out of it, but I don't think it's a big deal, personally. I mean, it's a story.
If I had to put money on it, if I had to put money on it, he'd probably finish last. But if he were to win, it would be huge.
Well, it might be huge to you, Lurch. It wouldn't be that huge to me.
Yeah, well, you've established that.
I still wouldn't be watching. I'd probably be watching your boys' team on Sunday.
Yeah, Skins. I think I'm gonna bet on the Cardinals, not the Redskins.
I don't care who you bet on. I really don't.
Hey, real quick, do you want to see chaos in the college football playoffs?
Yes, absolutely. I want to see complete chaos.
What do you want to see happen? You want to see Washington and Clemson lose?
Yeah, I'd like to. I'm mixed on Washington because I kind of like Washington and I like Chris Peterson. And I know the committee doesn't want to put Washington in the top 4. They'd like to find a way to knock them out and put Michigan in. So I'd like to see Clemson lose. Not because I have anything against Clemson, just because I don't think they're that good. I'd love to see Virginia Tech win. And then of course they'd elevate Michigan. They'd leave out the Penn State Wisconsin winner, and everybody at either Penn State or Wisconsin would be raising hell. I would like that. The other thing I really want to see happen, you guys know this, is I want to see Navy win,
right?
And I want to see Navy go to the Cotton Bowl. And also, did you see that stupid story where some, quote, unnamed bowl official said we're all rooting against Navy because it could paralyze the bowl system? That is such a load of crap. It paralyzes nothing. If Navy is the team that goes to the Cotton Bowl, they do one of two things. They give Western Michigan Navy slot in the Armed Forces Bowl, which is where they'll go if they don't go to the Cotton Bowl, or even simpler than that, Army's bowl going to be in a bowl. Just put Army in the bowl where Navy was supposed to go. I mean, these guys have there are 40 bowls. I think there's like 1,000 guys running around in those ugly jackets, saying I'm a bowl official. I think their combined IQ is about 7.